awards section of our graduation program a few moments ago, you would not have missed the name of Mr. Philip Butta, the valedictorian of the class of 2008. In addition to obtaining the highest cumulative GPA in his class, Philip is an Illinois State Scholar who is attending Northwestern University in the fall. Philip, at this time, we're pleased to award you the Valedictorian Medal before you address your class.
Father Danik, Brother Howe, members of the Corporate Board of Owners, members of the Board of Directors, the administration, the faculty, the staff, and most importantly, the Gordon Tech class of 2008 and its family and friends, it is my great privilege to welcome you here tonight. I would first like to extend my congratulations to the class of 2008 for having made it to this day. It's been a long 4 years, but I couldn't have asked for better companions with which to spend them. I would also like to thank the teachers and administration of Gordon Tech, as well as the family and friends of the graduating class, without whom this night would be impossible. I decided to begin my speech by doing something that my English teacher, Mr. Millsbaugh, considers a crime against essays everywhere, using a quote. A quote by one of his favorite authors, no less. In the words of Charles Dickens, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. Despite the fact that A Tale of Two Cities is, in my opinion, one of the most boring novels ever written, there's no better quote that characterizes my time at Gordon Tech. The last 4 years, and senior year in particular, have held some of the happiest and most distressing moments of my life, many of which revolved around the college application process and my future after high school. But in the last few weeks, with many of these obstacles resolved, I've had time to look back on my experiences at GT and realize that the good times, more often than not, outweighed the bad. However, I still cannot decide whether tonight will fall into the category of best of times or worst of times. For many of my classmates, tonight is probably the last time that I will ever be seeing them. As each of us departs in a different direction, we will make half-hearted attempts to keep in touch that may or may not come to anything. That in itself is a disappointing thought. But this disappointment is tempered by the prospect of the future. Looking back on how much I have changed during the past 4 years, I can only wonder what the next 4 will have in store. Who will I meet? Where will I be? And what will I learn? And so I stand here tonight, confident that this is indeed one of our good times, that it is merely the first of many that each of us will encounter in the coming years. Although we have every reason to be sad, we also have every reason to be happy. Yes, we are leaving high school and our classmates behind, which may be a joy or sadness depending on who you are, but we will always have our memories to look back on and our future to look forward to. So, as we each depart into that impending and indefinite future, I would like to offer some motivational words to my classmates to carry with them. In the words of one of my favorite authors, Lewis Carroll, be what you would seem to be, or, if you'd like it put more simply, never imagine yourself not to be otherwise than what it might appear to others, that what you were or might have been was not otherwise than what you had been would have appeared to them to be otherwise. Figure that out and you're ready for anything.
Before we have the conferral diplomas, I have a special presentation that I would like to make. And I'd ask my gracious assistant to please help me with this. We had to hide these over on the side. I would like to thank Mr. Simon Hess for his dedication over the last 4 years to Gordon Tech High School. As an assistant principal and as principal, he has taken the curriculum of the school and shaped it up and made us a better college prep school. And he has done so many other things, and one of the things that I shared recently with a group of presidents and principals at other schools is the thing that I enjoyed best about working with Mr. Hess is the times when we can kind of go and hang out and have lunch, and just kind of sit and talk, and because so often it's just day-to-day kind of business kind of stuff. And so certainly what I'm going to say this evening is definitely not going to be able to completely give you the admiration that I have for Mr. Hess and all he's done. And so I'd like to present this award to Mr. Hess for his dedication as an educational leader to Gordon Tech High School. Mr. Hess. And I think Mr. Hess might actually want to join me for this one. This award is for Miss Jill Platt. Miss Jill Platt has been our assistant principal and working with Simon and I over the last several years, and she has kept, I think, us on track in many different ways. And I think Simon can probably say a lot more about Miss Platt than I can from working with her day to day. And even though this is kind of unexpected, platted, but I would like to recognize Miss Platt for her dedicated service as an educator of young people here at Gordon Tech.
Thank you very much. It is time. A few of you have been singled out tonight for your accomplishments, but all of you share the same accomplishments. Successful completion of the course of studies at Gordon Tech High School. We hope and pray that the 4 core values of Gordon Tech remain forever in your lives. Keep your faith in God strong. Respect yourself and others in the way that Jesus teaches. Be disciplined in pursuing your goals and strive for excellence in all your endeavors. It is now time to formally recognize each of our seniors' academic accomplishments over the past 4 years. Before we begin the conferral of diplomas, I will ask that everyone taking pictures or videotaping please remain behind the front pews so that we don't trip anybody. We remind you that we are in a sacred space and that our behaviors should be the most respectful in order to appropriately honor our graduates. So that each student's name can be heard when announced, we ask that you